9 weeks on from the Champions League final, and silverware is up for grabs once again for Jurgen Klopp's men in the 2022-23 season curtain raiser. Leicester's King Power Stadium is the venue as the Reds renew their rivalry with familiar foes in this latest instalment of Liverpool against Manchester City. Some new faces are in action today, some old ones as well, as the FA Cup winners take on the Premier League champions in the Community Shield. It all kicks off at 5 p.m. UK time. We are building up to all of it with Matchday live from 4 on LFC TV. Welcome along to our Matchday Live preview. It is a warm afternoon here in the East Midlands, and it's a very warm welcome to Nigel Spatman, who I think is just as excited about the start of this new season as you guys watching at home.
Yeah, really excited. This game should be a good game today. Perfect pitch, lovely conditions, but the most important thing is next week, away to Fulham. That's when it really gets underway, and we need to get off to a good start.
What's your take on the Community Shield? Because some people would say, you know, it's a piece of silverware, a great way to start the season. Others kind of see it as a bit of a glorified friendly. What's your take?
What did you say Jurgen said?
Well, I'll tell you that in a minute after you tell me your take.
I think it's very important for your fitness levels, your organisation levels. You're playing against one of your greatest rivals, if not the greatest rival at the moment. So you want to get a positive result. But it's not about the result and winning things at this stage. I feel it's about your match fitness and ready for next week. But it's always nice to win a trophy, get the first one of the season and beat one of your great rivals.
Yeah, as soon as you mentioned it, Jurgen Klopp's take on it was important if you win, but if you lose it's not important, which is probably quite a good approach to this game. But in terms of the Champions Wall, it's a trophy that isn't on it at the moment. Jordan Henderson spoke in the week about how much they'd love to add it to the wall, and that's another thing to think about. These players want to win everything that they can.
And I think it's a great mentality that Jordan's come out with. He wants to win this, never won it. I don't think we've won it since, 2006. So it'd be a great trophy to win. But is there a disappointment if you don't win it at the end? No, there's more important things coming along, but it'd be great to win it today. Put it in your medal cabinet, as Jordan would say, and enjoy the moment.
Yeah, it's our third attempt at trying to win it under Jurgen Klopp. Lost to City in 2019, Arsenal 2020, both of them on penalties. So fingers crossed anyway, third time lucky.
Yeah, we don't want to go to penalties, do we? I just think if we can win it in the 90 minutes, it'd be great. I think it's the match fitness. It'd be interesting to see who Jurgen thinks is up to tempo. That reflect on his team selection today. Who needs minutes, more minutes? There's a game tomorrow as well at Anfield, of course, but this is the big game of the weekend, the Community Shield against Man City. They've got a few injury problems as well, but I just think it's all about your fitness, but you do want to get one over on your great rivals.
Absolutely. Let's get your take on pre-season so far, because Liverpool have had a few more games than City. You've had quite a short pre-season, Man City. Liverpool have had 4, won 2, lost 2, but against really good quality opposition, some of the games. Anyway, what's been your thoughts on the performances?
I think the Man United game you have to forget about, really, although we lost 4-0. I think, fitness levels, some teams get to levels of fitness before other teams. Some teams are slower and ready really for the start of the season and into the season. Other managers like to get their players up to speed for the first game, and I think Man United were ahead of us in fitness, so we can discount that a little bit. Then we had a great win obviously against Leipzig, 5-0, where Nunez was fantastic. The team played really well. We kept a clean sheet, so that was good. Played well in the last game against Salzburg, but didn't take our chances, and I think that would be the disappointing thing about that one.
The players have obviously flown here into the Midlands straight from Austria, where they've had a really intense and grueling training camp. What's the best thing about being away when you're a squad all together like that?
Well, I think the camaraderie is the main thing, getting back to, the dressing room humour, being there with the players, taking the mickey out of people, getting competitive in the cards or in the table tennis or in the pool or whatever you're playing. Everybody's competitive, don't want to, I can remember playing games like Frustration and people going mad losing the game of Frustration. I don't know if they still make Frustration, actually.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Might be before
you have to push the little thing. Sure before your time. The viewers at home know what I'm on about, that's for sure. Some older ones out there. But it's all about the camaraderie, getting together, getting your fitness levels up. I saw a few things about James Milner at the front of the running again, his fitness levels, and that's something you look up to as a young player. You think, look at James Milner at his age, his desire his attitude. He wants to be playing football. He wants to play in the team, and he's showing the manager that he's the fittest one in the squad, and everybody's got to try and keep up. It was a bit like that in our day. Bruce Grobbelaar was always at the front. He liked to do that. Craig Johnson was up there as well. I was a little bit behind that. But it's great being away, concentrating on your football, concentrating on your fitness, doing different things, and then getting competitive in the little games.
Absolutely, and having that bond off the pitch is always going to help you on it as well, isn't it? You're going to go the extra mile for your teammates because they're your friends as well, I suppose.
Absolutely. It was a little bit different back in our day because it was more of a team. Although we had a really good squad, I think the game now is about the squad. There's so many games, high-profile games, So really, it's a good camaraderie. Everybody trying to help each other, trying to get the youngsters to join into the same mentality as the senior players. We had that. Obviously, everybody pushing each other for the starting places. Not the same team plays every week, but it's all about the right attitude and really taking that forward into the season and then next season and onwards.
OK, more to come from Nigel in just a minute. We have got the Community Shield covered for you right here on LFC TV today. Matchday Live kicks off at 4 p.m. with all the build-up you need for the season curtain raiser. Matt Smith is in the studio and he's joined by Gary Gillespie and Mark Wright, and of course Nigel and myself. We will be live from the King Power Stadium. Then come kick-off, we've got live audio commentary, Steve Hunter and Mark Wright again guiding you through all the action. And then once the dust settles on the game, the matchday reaction will be on hand to reflect on the match, and I will be speaking to the manager and the players as well to get their thoughts. So that is your Community Shield sorted, and it's all right here on LFC TV and LFC TV Go. Back to yourself, Nigel. Let's focus on the actual game for a moment. And in terms of, the occasion, it being against City, of course, gives it that little extra edge, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Certainly when you've lost this, the title again by 1 point, and you know how tense it's going to be once you get into the season. And some teams have obviously signed players, but City have signed players, we've signed players, and it's going to be interesting to see how they fit into the respective teams today. Obviously Haaland, who I know well through doing the Bundesliga, what a player he is. He's a massive signing. To get him for 50 million is a snip, but obviously it's all the other package that goes with it.
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting for me to see how he fits into this Man City team, because they're going to have to change the way they play a little bit, because he is an out-and-out number 9. He's not a Jesus who plays in the wide positions as well, or a Sterling who play down the middle and play wide. Haaland is an out-and-out number 9. He's a beast of a man. He's good in the air, left-footed, and he will attack everything today, and he's very aggressive. So I'm going to be interested to see how obviously we cope with him and how he copes with the tempo and the physicality of the Premier League, although it's the Community Shield today.
It is. He's going to be determined to make his mark, isn't he? Yeah. Just in terms of the result today, I mean, should either side win convincingly, which might be a surprise in itself, but does that have any real bearing on the season?
Not at all. I think if someone beats you 5-0 or 1-0, you've still lost. But it doesn't really count for anything except for the trophy, which is the Community Shield, which you'd like to win, as we've already talked about with Jordan, and he'd like to get that in his cabinet, as the other players would as well. But really, it doesn't reflect on the season. You just know that if you've got beaten by a good team, because we're a very good team. They have to be a very good team to beat us.
In terms of, you spoke about Haaland there, let's talk about Darwin Núñez, who's obviously the big signing for Liverpool. How are you anticipating his addition might change the way Liverpool play, or is he just complementing the style Jurgen Klopp already has?
Well, I think we know the way that Jurgen likes to play, but I think with Núñez coming in, it gives him a chance to change the system just a little bit. But I think he's more of a number 9, an out-and-out number 9. Bobby obviously plays that role as well, but he likes to drop into midfield and let the movement from the wide players to get in behind. But I just think also it gives Jurgen a chance to play Núñez up top on his own and 3 attacking players in behind him and 2 holding midfield players, so he can change the formation a little bit going forward, because at times you can get predictable, but when you bring in adaptable players, and we've seen it in Mane, we've seen it in Mo Salah, we've seen it in Bobby as well, Jota, who's had to play down the middle at times, you have to be adaptable, and I think Núñez coming in gives us a little bit of physicality, but also we can change the shape of the team if we want, but also he is an out-and-out goal scorer. Absolutely.
Can't wait to see more of him. Obviously had a great appearance against Leipzig. What were your thoughts then? 4 goals in one game, you can't ask for much more than that.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? Pre-season, and you get people on social media media, people in the press saying, oh, he's not played well, he missed an open goal here, and then he turns up and scores 4 goals against a good side in Leipzig. So you say there is a real player in there, that's for sure, and we've seen enough of that when he's been at Benfica. But, you know, playing for Liverpool, playing on the big stage, playing in the Champions League for Liverpool, playing in the Premier League, you know, it's a real ask of him. But I think he's only going to get better and better under better players, better coaching, and I think his fitness, he looks amazing. I used to look like that once.
Did you?
Yeah, when I was born, I think.
Oh, dear me. Right, we've touched on Haaland, but I want to talk about the outgoings at City briefly, because Jesus, obviously, Zinchenko has gone as well. I mean, Raheem Sterling, that may be a huge one as well. Were you surprised to see them leave?
Not really with Man City. I think they have the money to go out and try and buy the best players in the world, and Haaland is up there as one of the best players in the world. But I think the game evolves, the squad evolves, Man City evolves as Liverpool evolve, and I think maybe it was good offers came in, they decided we'll move them on and we'll bring in younger players. But I was surprised a little bit with Jesus, I have to say. I think he's a good player. I think he just wasn't a number one at Man City. I think he got frustrated. I think he wanted to move on. The Sterling one was that he's in the last year of his contract. I think he's had a little bit of over the last couple of seasons, a little bit up and down with Pep in their relationship. He's gone to Chelsea, which I thought was a strange move.
It's not often you see players moving between Premier League clubs at the top, is it?
Yeah. But there was a rumour also that he wanted to come back to Liverpool. But I don't know how true that was. I read that in one of the papers, but don't believe the papers. Okay. But, you know, Sterling's gone to Chelsea, but Chelsea have got a rebuild going on there. But Zinchenko was a surprise to me, letting him go when really left-back has been a problem position for Man City. And I was really surprised that out of all of them, he was the one that surprised me most.
Well, listen, time is ticking on, so I'm going to ask you to put your head on the block now and name your team that you think, your Liverpool team. We'll ask you for City. Who do you think is going to line up this afternoon?
Well, I think the goalkeeper picks himself, unfortunately, with the injuries. So Adrian will start in goal. I think Trent to be at right back. I think Robbo left back. I think Van Dijk. And I've gone for Matip in this game. So it'll be interesting to see who starts there, because obviously we've got a great competition, I could say, I couldn't get the words, for that position. So I think Matip will start today. I think that Fab will start as a holding player with Hendo and Thiago. And then up front, I've actually gone for Bobby to start, Nunez on the bench. I think that's what I would do. Jurgen might do completely different, and then Mo on the right, and obviously Diaz on the left, who's absolutely been amazing since he's been here. I'm looking forward to seeing him play today, as I am all the players. But I think that's the way he might go, and then Nunez comes on as a player to affect the game if we need him.
OK, not long till we find out if Nigel's picked the right team. That is it from Nigel and myself here in Leicester for the time being, but we are going to be back on Matchday Live from 4 o'clock this afternoon on LFC TV and LFC TV Go as well. Before we go, though, just time to point you in the direction of what's also available on the club's platforms tomorrow, after all today's coverage, of course. And the full match will be available for you to watch on demand from midday, as well as a variety of highlights if you prefer to watch it that way as well. Then to the final pre-season friendly of the summer, Liverpool taking on Strasbourg. It's live and exclusive to LFC TV viewers in the UK and Ireland, and to all LFC TV Go and social media viewers across the globe, except for in France. Build-up starts at 7 p.m. UK time. So that's tomorrow. Today, though, it is, of course, all about the Community Shield here at the King Power Stadium, as the Reds look to start the new campaign with a bang and put some more silverware in the cabinet as well. We'll see you a bit later on. Goodbye for now.